Michelle Obama hitting up the Call Her Daddy podcast and getting asked if her husband, Barack Hussein Obama, will run for a third term.
If Trump does change the law and runs for a third term, hypothetically, do you think your husband would consider running?
I hope not.
Michelle.
I would actively work against that. I do believe that 8 years is enough. Like, so, and there's so many talented people out there. Like, why would we keep going with the same people?
Jesse, isn't it just neat to compare a chick podcast to a male podcast, like the set?
Yeah, are those books?
It's so clean. It's so clean.
Do they usually have books on the Call Her Daddy podcast? That shot?
Do you think
I don't really watch it, but
that question was clickbait? Obviously, nobody cares, but it's like it's nonsense. But I just think
What?
No, Barack should be tired of his wife bringing up personal stuff like that. They're in couples therapy. You wouldn't like that if your wife was going on like Rogan and saying, well, Jesse and I, every week we talk to a therapist. You know what I mean?
I don't talk to a therapist.
Oh, wait, it's clear you don't.
My wife does. She talks to a therapist about me. But I refuse to go.
That's what therapists,
because they were ganging up on me.
That's what they're for.
Now, obviously, Greg, she's running. She hates her husband. She says so many talented people. They need new energy, new vision. Obviously, she's talking about herself. She basically said Barack's too tired and old to run for another term, so she's going to have to do it. I would never let my wife
Oh, that's a good
go
word.
on the podcast circuit.
Yeah.
I mean, would you like your wife just sitting there saying all the things you like to do to her?
She,
and all the things she doesn't let you do?
My wife's Russian. She'd do it in Russian. I wouldn't know what she was saying. She has done that.
I can't believe your wife lets you do the 5.
It's hard to believe. It is hard to believe. Sandra, so I want to bring up the question to you, too, because you're a woman with children. And would you be, like, they talk about their personal stuff on these well, she does. Barack doesn't. He doesn't care. He's
So
off
if your question is, would I be cool with my husband going on and chatting about our personal lives? No. In fact, before I walk into a cocktail party with my husband, I'm like, don't overshare.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself. I sense deep regret from her when I hear a lot of what she said in this podcast. Deep frustration with the decisions she's made in her life. It really struck me the way she was talking to women and their careers and don't let go of your career for your children. Yeah. When so many women do choose to do that, and that's lovely that was the right decision for them. But she says, don't do that. Your children will never appreciate the sacrifices you make. I don't want my kids to think this was a sacrifice, me having a career and going to work every day. I want them to be proud of me and appreciate it. But I don't want them to think I sacrificed and then tell them that they owe me later on in life. So there was some interesting messaging from a woman who claims, that men won't vote for women. She thinks that we're still not at that point in our country's history yet. But it was interesting messaging from women to women. It struck me a lot of what she had to say.
Yes, Kaylee, would you say she's a terrible role model for women?
I mean, I'm not going to go that far because, to be quite frank, I've done on this show what she just did there. I revealed that I flew alone with my 3 children on leashes while Sean drove up and took an out and Jesse chastised him on air. So I've dragged him a little on there. Yeah, you kind of did. But let me just say the thing about the third term really quick, because I think it's funny. I think it was a little dig at her husband because her husband told David Axelrod in 2016, I'm confident that if I had run again and articulated the vision of progressivism, was what he was saying, I think I could have mobilized a majority of American people to rally behind it. He said he could have beaten Trump. He could not have beaten Trump, but that was a little dig and a twist from her saying, nope, no third term for Barack, even though he said, I can do it.
No. Well, we know Dems hate the third term. So,
that's good.
Thank you. So she brought up sexism, Harold, regarding Hillary. And Is she
What did she say?
referring to the 2008 campaign where she had to concede to her husband? Was that another dig at Barack that Barack only got ahead? Oh, don't look for your answers, Harold. It's too
I'm trying
late.
to. What did she say?
He said he
Suggest-
beat that woman.
She
Not
said
physically.
America's not ready for a female president. That's
Yes,
what she said.
But she basically blamed her husband for. He said that she said, "Where am I?"
So I think what you're trying to ask me is what you were trying to ask. I think that Michelle Obama has earned the right to say what she wants to say.
Really?
She's raised her
Has she?
kids. She served this to 2 terms as a first lady. I don't agree with a lot of it. I don't know. I tend to agree more so with what's been said around the table. I just don't like sharing this kind of information. I don't know what good it does. And perhaps I'm just private in that way. So much of my life is public. I keep as much of it as private as I can. The stuff she said about women and working, I found that a little curious, and I hope she elaborates on that, because I don't think women who decide to raise their families somehow or another are wasting their careers.
It's a terrible message.
And likewise, I think women who decide to do a hybrid are doing what's best for them, and people decide to do all in. That's their choice. That's what freedom of choice. That, in my mind, that's what pro-choice is all about when we talk about women and we talk about society. So I hope at some point she clarifies that, because she clearly has strong feelings.
Maybe
about
it's not their choice and they have to go to work every day.
and that's choice. I mean, but that's still a choice. And what I'm saying is, I don't understand. I didn't understand what she was saying there. So I hope she gets an opportunity to elaborate. You should invite her on your show.
She's welcome anytime.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.